Well, as has been said, my name is Reverend Dereka Blackman. I am the senior minister here at the East Bay Church of Religious Science. And that just never gets old. Every time I say it, I'm like, woo, here we are. I use she and they gender pronouns. I always like to let you know what my pronouns are because you can't tell what the pronouns are just by looking at someone. I'm so excited. I'm really grateful that you are here. It's a wonderful, good God day, and the East Bay church community is just thriving and growing, and there's so much good happening. I have to give a special shout of gratitude today to our audiovisual team. Now, let me tell you what that is about. So we have Byron, JJ, and Brett in the back. And they have been working very hard to make sure we have the best sound possible in the sanctuary and online. Some of you know we had some upgrading to do there, and I've talked about it beforehand. But JJ put together this budget. And he said, this is what we need in order to do that. I want you to know that before I started as senior minister, I was trying to stay out of a lot of business, but there was one thing that I asked the board for. I said, can we get this new equipment? It's in. So you get ready for some fantastic. I couldn't be happier that New Day is here. I'm telling you, it's about to go down, as they say. I also want to lift up our brother Brett, who has been just in the moment of transition with his loved one, his niece, and we just hold him in our high consciousness. He wasn't able to get home in the way that he wanted to, but we're glad that he's here with us today. So eternally grateful that this is how our folks show up. Like, this is where people just want to be. And the fact that he's here serving us just means a whole lot. So, all right. So the gratitude list just wants to keep growing and growing and growing. Our sister Arlene is not here with us today. She is with her family. I don't know if you know, Mamacita celebrated 80 years. We got to love Mamacita and that whole family. I want you to know that even though Arlene's in Atlanta, she's still been working, sending stuff, making sure the slides are right. I tell you all the time, just because one person is up here, there's so many people who are involved in making that happen. So thank you to Arlene. I got to thank Pat Baxter and the board. I mean, working hard. You have no idea what it takes to make all of this possible. And I've just been so grateful for their support, just that anything you need. My practitioners, you know, I get the calls, I get the texts. I mean, this is a big job, y'all need to know. This is a big job with a very busy, beloved, active church. And I'm getting the calls from practitioners, from members. How can I help? How can I volunteer? We're going to talk about that after service today at the community conversation. So I'm excited about that. I know I have more gratitude, but I need to sit down because y'all need to hear the love. Today our topic is We Are Love. You know, we've been doing We Are This, We Are That. Today our topic is We Are Love. And I told Vanessa, and I mean, just as she always does, she just came with the perfect song. So I'm going to give you New Day and Love Theory.
Good morning, East Bay family. Good morning. We are New Day. And our first selection is entitled Love Theory by Kirk Franklin. How many know Kirk Franklin?
Yes.
All right. We have the honor this morning to be able to sing by a musical track by a fabulous musician by the name of Ben Heverow.
Yes.
Our own Ben Heverow. Ben created this track for us to sing for you today. Thank you. Love Theory. Thank you.
Brothers and sisters, Everybody is looking for a superhero. Batman, Spider-Man, Superman, Iron Man. The reality is the superhero resides in each and every one of us. So let's celebrate that together today, okay?
How can it be that you love the most untouchable part of me? Of me? How could you see your life was the only gift I'd ever need to be free? It's amazing with you. I win even if I lose. Everything's working for my good for always. God save the day. He will come through. He won't fail. That's not what superheroes do. No greater love makes my heart beat. All I wanna do is make you proud of me. I just wanna love everybody as you. I just wanna love everybody as you. I just wanna love everybody as you. How can it be? Every one of my secrets that you keep, you cover me, a mystery. Your patience with me that will never leave, will never leave. Help me to see like you. No matter what I go through, everything's working for my good for always. God save the day. Love will come through. He won't fail. That's not what superheroes do. No greater love makes my heart beat. All I wanna do is make you proud of me. I just wanna love everybody as you. 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 Loving you indeed brings out the best in me. That's how it's supposed to be. More of you, less of me. I just wanna love everybody as you. 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 God saves the day.
Come on,
Love
East
will
Bay.
come through. He won't fail. That's not what superheroes do. No greater love makes my heart beat. All I wanna do is make you proud of me. God save the day. God will come through. He won't fail. That's not what superheroes do. No greater love makes my heart beat. All I wanna do is make you proud of me. I just wanna love everybody as you. 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 I just wanna love everybody as you.
Woo! Oh, yes. Please give it up for New Day. I want you to acknowledge Bluma, Andrea Brimby, Karen Daniels. On bass back here is Mwamba Black Woman, and on drums, our own Martin Trousseau. And last but not least, musical director, Earth Angel, Vanessa Wynn. East Bay. I just want to love everybody as you. What about that? I mean, we could end the service right there on that. What if we love everybody as we love God? Everybody? What if we love everybody? So I just want you to know that this song has some other lyrics. And when Vanessa said we were doing it, I looked it up. I said, well, Vanessa, how are we going to do that? She was like, oh, I got you. We changed the lyrics. And I was so excited, I changed the whole talk. I was like, love everybody as you. That's the business. That's the business we should be about. And we have to be in touch with that you. The more in touch we are with that divine energy, that spirit. Oh my goodness, every time I look around, I see a face, I didn't see Michelle, who is also leading our board, was also in the house. Thank you, Michelle, for everything that you do. So many, and Brenda, where the board members at? Just raise your hand. Oh, yep, there's Noah Jaya, Brenda. Yes, I saw Laretha in here, so I'm really grateful for the leadership, and I see folks coming in that I haven't seen in a while. So it's yes, and it's a beautiful thing. Now, what we say about that, East Bay, we're so excited to see you. Yes, and for folks online, I know a lot of folks are online today. They let me know I'm not going to be there, but I'm going to be watching. So I appreciate you and that. We got a lot of good things happening. I am so excited. Today is our community conversation, and this is our opportunity. I'm going to share a little bit about some things I've been thinking about, and then we want to hear from you about your dreams and your visions, your opportunities that you see at East Bay to give and to grow and to glow. Y'all know that's our campaign, Give and Grow and Glow. And I'm also going to be teaching my first class starting next week. Super excited about that. It is called Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life. This is the core teaching and philosophy of this movement. Ernest Holmes says we can change our thinking and change our life. It starts this Thursday, July 27th. It'll be 6 to 8:30. For those of you, if we figure out we need to start later, folks, we'll work that out. Just show up. And we are planning to have the first session online and in person because we know some of you want to gather. And there's a lot of logistics I'm learning that go into being in person, right? We have to have security. We have to have audio-visual team. So I'm going to just do it mostly online this time. And then as we get more volunteers in all those areas, hint, hint, then we'll be able to do more things in person. So I'm excited. I hope you will all take the class, whether you've been in this philosophy for 40 years, 50 years, or whether you're just curious about what this thing is, because I will tell you, and many people will tell you, that it's the classes that really set off the transformation. So if you've been coming and you've been flirting with the principles, this is the opportunity to commit, because, there's some hesitation, but I'm offering a money-back guarantee. Just don't let the money stop you from being there. Reverend E used to tell us in Foundation, you'll have the money by the end. So don't even worry about the money. Just come, and we're going to put you on the God payment plan, right? The God payment plan is sow this seed and see what happens, right? Because what I've seen happen in the Foundations classes, and this is one of the Foundations classes for those of you who are interested in being on the practitioner path, right? And we ask for foundation classes for a lot of things. We want you to take them as part of becoming a member, like all the things. We want you to be involved when you're counting the money, if you're singing. We want everybody to take one of these classes. I'll teach one every quarter, so don't feel like, oh, I'm going to be on vacation. I can't. That's okay. We just want you. I'm not really interested in talking about it. I want to be about it. I want to be about it. And people who keep talking to me are like, oh, you really believe this stuff? I'm like, yes. Yes, I really do. And I ask people to pray for me all the time. And my closest friends will catch me in some old thinking. And I'm inspired to see people in this community speaking up in new and different ways about their experience. There's something good happening right now at East Bay and in the world. We don't always think there's something good happening in the world, but there is. It's just not always on the television. You know I'm going to keep saying that until we get that we should just turn it off sometimes. Just turn it off sometimes. Because if we're going to be love, and I intend for us to be love, then we got to feed something else into ourselves. In order for us to love everybody as God, we have to be in touch with that thing that God is. We do treatment here. One of the ways we do prayer is we do it in 5 steps. The first step is to recognize God. Right? To just pay attention to what God is and to practice and become one with that. Right? And as you think about those qualities of what God is, the second step is to unify with those qualities. To say, I am the I am. You heard that before, right? Say, I am the I am. So if you're sitting there and you're talking about God and you say, God is love, God is peace, God is prosperity, God is health and wellness, that's easy to say. That's God. Wherever you think God is, indwelling spirit, in the sky, in the nature, in the trees, like JJ in the redwoods. JJ in the redwoods, he took a picture with him looking like a redwood. I was like, oh, JJ, right? Wherever you find God, right? In the Torah, in the Bible, right? In the wisdom traditions throughout indigenous people in this world. Wherever you find that thing that animates your spirit, when you connect with it, you give it only good qualities, yes? I mean, we have some confusion sometimes in other philosophies. They try to talk about, the devil and sin and evil. We don't believe in that here. I know that's, I told somebody that when I was living in the Virgin Islands. She said, oh, so you just think you can do whatever you want to do. Well, we don't believe in a punishing God. We don't believe that this divine energy is out to hurt us. I always got confused about this idea that we need to talk about Satan and the devil. And I was like, okay, I just want to understand, is God all powerful in your faith? And they'll say, yes. So what difference does that other thing mean? I don't understand. Does it have power over God? So I'm over here with God, then that doesn't matter, right? Okay, so then it just doesn't matter, right? So if we're talking about the good that God is, and I hope we start talking about the good that God is, right? God made a way, right? There's no greater love. New Day, y'all just inspire me, right? If we keep talking about that, then when we start on the second step of unifying with that thing, you can't give yourself any qualities that you don't give God. So you don't get to say, God is strength, but I am weak. See, that's how some of the old spirituals, I'm weak, but you are strong. That's not how that works. I'm one with that thing. It's the ocean. I'm a cup of the ocean. But when you look at that and it, we're the same thing. Now, that's good to say, right? Yes, that makes sense up here. But they have something they tell us to practice. They tell us to practice our mirror work. So if you want to know what you believe, stand in the mirror and say, I am good, I am God, I am beautiful, I am joy, I am peace, I am smart, I am healed, I am whole. If you want to know what you believe about these first 2 steps, do that. Most of us cry the first time. Some of us cry every time, right? And it's about taking a look at yourself and figuring out, where do I see myself as separate or different from God? Because they said there's nothing else that we need to do. except heal our belief in our separation from God. That's it. That's it. If you can do that, then you can forgive yourself for everything that you think you are, because you're not. And stop saying I am anything you don't want to be. Amen. Now, I'm not into spiritual bypass, because some of us, I was talking to a couple folks about that this week. Some of us like to pretend that nothing is wrong and therefore we're super people. That curse sometimes that we have of I can do everything and then I collapse. I have to tell people all the time, if you think you're the only one who can do it, don't wait until you're in the hospital to find out somebody else can do it. That's when we mostly realize is something happens and we can't, I'm not saying God broke your leg, I'm just saying sit down. You understand? Sometimes we need to sit down. So for those folks, you might need to say, I need help. I am tired, right? And that's a little confusing in religious science because you don't say I am tired, but that's the spiritual bypass sometimes. Is you don't get to say, I'm not okay. I'm depressed. You don't get to say that. But some of us get there and stay there. Some of us kind of roll around in it and wrap ourselves in the blanket so we always tired. You understand? I mean, I'm not saying anybody in here is always tired. I'm just saying, I never have enough. Nobody ever helps me. I do for other people. They don't do for me. Ooh. Amen? Yes, okay, there you are. So that you understand what I'm saying, sometimes we get into a story that says I'm stuck. But if God and I are one, and since God and I are one, because God and I are one, I'm never stuck. I'm never limited. My options are never limited to whatever condition is going on. Those are facts, right? I haven't slept, that's a fact. But the truth is, I am that thing that never rests. I am that thing that's provided for by the universe. It doesn't mean I have to be a superhero. It means I have to be plugged in to the source. If I'm plugged into the source, then the options open up in front of me. The options usually involve getting support. They usually involve believing that support is available to you. They usually involve looking at something a little differently than the way you've been stuck looking at it. Or should I say, looking at someone a little differently than the way you've been stuck looking at them. Anybody ever get stuck? I mean, if you've never been stuck, I need you to go outside with JJ and film a testimonial after service, because we all want to know how it is that you never got stuck, because it's sticky. This race consciousness, as Holmes calls it, it's a sticky kind of thing. Because people around us, I remember I used to brag about being a workaholic. Uh-oh. I worked 70 hours this week, and I haven't even taken a break. I didn't even have lunch today. I'm not. And just to stop myself from doing that in the workplace, especially because I was a leader, so I'm teaching other people to celebrate being tired. Right? Because I was doing that, we developed a culture in the office I was working in of when somebody says, oh, I've been working so hard, I haven't taken a break, blah, 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 blah. You say, how's that working out for you? How's that working out for you? Because that thing where we're just telling the same story over and over again, I can't, I haven't, I won't, it's not fair to me. It limits your options. It's them. They didn't. They shouldn't have. I can't believe, my therapist used to say the thing for me to look out for was when I said, how dare you? I know you didn't just. Yeah, some people know what I'm talking about. I can see it on your face, even if you don't hallelujah, amen. I know that I'm in the right spot. I can see, you're like, oh, yes, right? And so that is the moment for me to make a different choice. And so that is the declaration that comes in the center of the prayer. This is when I say something different that sometimes often is the opposite of the place I am stuck. We talk about this as affirmations. In prayer, we just declare. We don't say, I want this, or one day I'm going to have. We say, I am, I claim, now, not later. God is an on-time God. So right now, because there's no big and small in God. There's no now and later in God. There's none of that. It's just right now, right here, everything in that ocean that God is, I am. So it's all available to me. I am a perfect child of God, and nothing that anyone has ever done or said can interfere with my divine inheritance. You've been sitting here a long time. You already know that, and it'll pop up in your head at just the right moment. So that's what affirmations do. They pop up in your head at just the right moment. If you keep saying it over and over again, I use Insight Timer, and I listen to a lot of those meditations on there. And one of my favorites, this woman says, let it be easy. Let it be easy. And I must have listened to that meditation 100 times. So it'll just pop in my head. I was talking to Bathsheba last night about the community conversations, and I was like, okay, I think I need to do this. I want to have volunteers sign up, but I'm not sure if she said, you haven't been here a month yet, right? You don't have to do it all right now. I was like, thank you. You got to have somebody in your life that'll tell you the truth. That'll just go, excuse me. Yeah, no. Right? And I was so glad. I said, thank you so much, sister. I really appreciate you. Because you can just slow down. That's one of the ways to notice God, is to just slow down. Alice Walker said the color purple is mad. Gets offended when you don't notice it. This is the Bay Area. The other day, I was going through something and feeling sad and a little sorry for myself. And I've been living in the Virgin Islands for so long, I take a lot of pictures of the sky. I like to get up at dawn and I take the pictures. And so I just looked up, and it was almost sunset. And the sky was just so beautiful. And I just thought, oh, right here, right now. I was driving, so I didn't look up too long. But it just filled my spirit with something else. You understand? So I can declare in this moment, I can be sad. Some of us need to cry and let it out. Some of us need to snot on our, because you've been holding it so long, and you've been taught that that's what it is to be strong. What it is to be strong is to be vulnerable. That's what's scary. That's what's really hard, is to say, I feel hurt, right? I'm tired. Some of us need to speak up and be real about what's going on the inside. But some of us also need to just look up, right? Because when that happens, you can declare something different in your reality. You can change your thinking and watch and see if it doesn't actually change your life. It does. It's just newsflash. Let's just cut to the chase. It does, right? And sometimes it just changes it for a split second. In that moment, that sky or those stars or that face of someone I loved, I just noticed something different, right? And that moment is enough if you put your faith in it. If you decide that's what's really real, right? That's what's really real. God is the truth. Everything else, confusion, a sense of separation from that. So when we get into this mindset that we allow for God to be the truth and open our sense of possibility, well, then the next thing that happens in these steps of prayer is gratitude. It's thanksgiving. This is the next thing that we get involved in. I found this. They've been telling me to make sure I tell people what's in the bookstore. I love this right here. It's the attitude of gratitude. That's it. Change your life. You know, just the things I'm grateful for. When, right then, in that moment, when you're having a hard time, pray like Reverend Ona prayed. I'm grateful. She thinks she said her toes was wiggling. If your toes can wiggle, you got something to be grateful for. Even if your toes can't wiggle, that's not the point. Find something, your arm, your eye. Whatever it is that you can be grateful for, just think upon those things that are lovely and good report. Because what you think about multiplies. Where you put your focus at, it multiplies. So just shift even for a second. I'm not asking you to be perfect. You know, some of us in religious science, it's like, no. I only see the good. And it's like, well, okay, if you just elevated to the plane, you can go ahead and leave us because we down here working. I mean, I don't mean, you know. I just mean if you on the mountaintop, it's kind of lonely up there with us because us humans down here, we working on some things. Sometimes when you forget, a really easy way to come back to it is to breathe. So I'm just going to invite you for just a second to close your eyes. If you can get yourself comfortable with that. Close your eyes. Before you do anything different, just notice that you're breathing. It's already happening. Just notice that. And now take an intentional deep breath. Breathe in and breathe out. Now, while we're right here, notice if there's any resistance in you to doing this. A lot of conversation about how hard meditation is. A lot of temptation to be different than everybody else. Some of us just don't like to take orders. But this isn't for me. We talking about being in touch with God. If there's some resistance for you right here, pay attention to it and be willing to just try it. See what would happen. Just notice it. Don't judge yourself. But this is that space where you're alone with you. You're not up here with me. Anytime you could just take a little break and be alone with you. And notice if that doesn't feel like a safe place to be. And then just allow for that divine energy to meet you where you are. It's not up in the sky. It's right where you are. Take another breath. Let it out. Okay, I'm not going to make you meditate too long. Just open your eyes and come on back. Now, some of you are like, that was good. Can we do some more of that? When I pray with my prayer partner, we start with a little bit of silence, even if it's 30 seconds, because we got 10 minutes to pray. We just start with a little bit. You don't have to be Buddha sitting on the mountaintop. You can't move. You have to, I'm thinking about something. You're supposed to think about something. You have a brain. Just notice what comes up for you. Notice if you keep going someplace else. And just do a little bit. Because right there, when everything in life is not feeling like it's working in the way you want it to, here's your breath. Something you can be grateful for. Something that in so many cultures they teach is the life of God. Right? The ha. I'm talking to my Pacific Islander friends, my sister in Hawaii, talked to me about the ha. The breath. Right there. That's it. The Om, right? The place where God resides is in you. Well, this is not a look for it up here type of situation. They can sing it. You can feel it when New Day is singing. But if you want to find it, if you're feeling a little lost, that love that we seek is within you. I have a book. Reverend Andrea turned me onto this book, Mindful Loving. Now, if you look at my book, you're going to see that every page is highlighted and is all sticky and all of that. I love this book. And here's what he says on page, this is Dr. Henry Grayson. He says on page 188, if we withhold love from ourselves, it does not matter how much love another person may give us, we will not see it as love. Oh, I see somebody need that one again. If we withhold love from ourselves, it does not matter how much love another person may give us, we will not see it as love. Why you all up on me? Yeah, I had somebody tell me just the other day they were offered a promotion and they turned it down because they didn't feel worthy. They didn't feel ready. And the person convinced to say, wait a minute, no, you're ready. We want you because you have thus and such gifts. But some of us have been taught it's a crime to outshine other people. This little light of mine, I need to hide it under a bushel. Right? So it feels uncomfortable to be in our divinity. But just go on and blame it on God. I got to be beautiful because I am God. And God is, and I am. So, if you need somebody to just, coexist with on that, just get with that breath and say, this is me expressing God as me. God needs us to shine its light. Y'all know that song? God needs us to shine its light. We are the way. What's the purpose of having all of us in this earth? Chaos? No. Love. That's why we're here, to be loved. My SBFF, my spiritual best friend forever, Reverend Karen Fry, had a whole ministry called Be Love. We had all the T-shirts and everything, and it was just all the time in our mind. This is our job. This is our reason for being. But that's not what we're taught in the society. She always so happy, just she irritate me. But let somebody be complaining all the time. Yeah, girl, I know, me too. I don't like her either. But guess what happens when you do that? You get paranoid that other people are doing it to you. It's just a big old vicious cycle. You start talking about what somebody else is wearing, now you worried about what you got to wear. You start worrying about somebody else's pocketbook, now you worried you don't have enough. Right? You looking at somebody like, oh, she's cute, then you feeling like, oh, I'm not. You looking at somebody like, oh, she's not cute, then you feeling like, oh, I'm not either. What? Do you understand? It's not about anybody else. It's the opportunity to give thanks, that attitude of gratitude for whatever you got. James Glenn in the parking lot, what do you always say? I can't lose with the stuff I use. He is right. You ought to say that to yourself sometimes. Say, I can't lose with the stuff I use. God doesn't make mistakes, people. There's no mistakes. Y'all see I got like 5,000 music quotes. There's no mistakes in God, Ricky Byers, right? There's no mistakes. So that's what there is to be healed, is the idea that something is wrong with us. It's also an idea to be healed about other people. It's also an idea to be healed about groups of people, where we create this distance, that same separation of God that we feel, we reflected in where we put other people. There's God, and then there's them. Insert them here. them, my family, them and that political party, them, that color, that race, them, that sexual orientation. As long as you have a them, you're denying God in them. Do you understand? As soon as you set up that them, and I'm not talking about you, I might be talking about me. I still got some thems to work out. I pray a lot about it. But as a practice, we can practice seeing God everywhere. Y'all, I'm not going to stop talking about asking y'all to volunteer for youth and family. Because what if, from the beginning, somebody saw God in you and told you so? And told you so, looked at you, even if you don't say the words, just look at somebody like God is in them. Have you ever felt that feeling? If you haven't, give it away. So I want to tell you a story about that. I did a diversity and inclusion training, DEI, JEDI training this week. And there was a Latina woman there, an older woman, who told me the story of a powerful encounter she had with a black man. I was there talking about race and some of the impacts that it has on this group of people who have different ethnicities and have had some difficulty interacting with each other. So she told me she was driving in a parking lot, and she went forward and almost hit the man. By the time she went and parked her car, she realized she was parked next to his car, and he came over and he was yelling at her, just screaming, raging at her, and she told me she was so scared. She was so scared, but something in her told her to get out of the car. Now, I need to tell you, when she said that that's what she did, I was like, oh my gosh. That's not what you do when someone's yelling. I'm not suggesting that's what we should do, but I'm suggesting there's something in there that talks to you that you should be in the habit of listening to so you recognize its voice when you hear it. It's not operating on your fear. It isn't concerned with that. It's not even operating on your instinct. Because instinct is often, what is it? Flight, fight, freeze, fall out. Whatever that is your instinct, but your intuition, that thing that's cultivated by that closing your eyes, that breathing, that singing, that being out in nature, that thing that you can cultivate, that intuition, it knows. And if you know its voice when you hear it, you're going to be in good stead. So she heard that thing and got out of her car, and I'm listening to the story like, whoo, where is this going? And she said he was yelling, and she said she was so afraid that he was going to kill her. See, this is what Holmes calls race consciousness. It's the idea we don't just get afraid, we get afraid that somebody's going to kill us because we watch the news, and that's what it says. But what I want to tell you is most of the time people who are angry at you don't kill you. You couldn't tell that by watching the video games, the movies, the listen to the song. You couldn't tell that most of the time people don't kill you unless you're paying attention to the intuition that says that stuff I'm watching is not good for me. It's a lie that I keep internalizing. It's a message that I keep listening to. So when I look at this person or these people or that party, I'm thinking, ooh, they're going to hurt me. But who can hurt you if God is for you? I mean, we're back to the devil and God again, aren't we? I mean, if you're giving all that power to somebody, and I'm not saying there's not crime and violence and safety, but there's a difference between being safe and being afraid. God is the difference. Love is the difference. You have to decide whether you believe love is the greatest power in the universe or not. You get to decide, and your whole reality is shaped by that decision. So she gets out the car thinking this man is going to kill her, which, I mean, is the faith of Jesus. I mean, I just don't. She gets out the car and she says she starts to listen. Remember, I told you to start paying attention to things. She starts to listen and she realizes that he's not talking about her. He's talking about what happened to him in the store. He's talking about the fact that he had just been accused of stealing a toothbrush. And he's yelling and he's talking about, see, this is what's happened in this world. If I had almost hit you, the police would have me in a headlock choking me to death. He's talking about the pain of his lived experience. So because she took a minute to listen, she said, she turned and she looked at him. And that changed everything. She turned and she looked. That's all she had to do. Because what she did in that moment is said, I believe there's something bigger than my fear. I believe there's something bigger than your anger. I believe that I might just look over here and see something else. She didn't have the words for it. She might not have even been thinking it, but she was feeling it. That feeling is the presence of God. It says, I believe there's something else that might be going on. There's a different opportunity here. She turned and faced him and she said, he just calmed down. And what she said was, I am so sorry. I am so sorry that happened to you. I am so sorry. You're right. I don't understand your reality. I don't understand what's happening for you. She changed her thinking and it changed both of their lives. What are you afraid of? Put some love on it. Whatever it is, afraid you're not going to succeed, afraid you're going to fail, afraid you're doing too much, afraid you're doing too little, afraid you're not cute enough, afraid you're too cute, that's why people don't like. We come up with all the stories. Whatever you're afraid of, put some love on it. Because that's what we're here for, is to be love. I used to run a program in Oakland called the Freedom Schools. Marion Wright Edelman and the Black Community Crusade for Children started. Well, they were started back in the 60s, and they brought them back. And I used to tell my teachers it was a black literacy program that taught students taught black students using black books. And for some of the kids in Oakland, this was the first time they ever seen themselves in a book, right? I used to also donate them to people in Livermore and the suburbs because, they so used to donating us books. We just want to help your library out. Just make sure you're provided for. We all have something to offer. So I would tell the teachers in the program, I want you to be one of the first people to ever call home and say something good about this child. I want you to call home and say something good about this child, just in case no one else has ever done that. And if you can't find something good to say about each and every one of these children in your classroom, I want you to resign. When you talk truth, when you talk principle, it's going to make you stand out from other people. You're going to sound different. You're going to look different. You can't be afraid of that if you want to change the world. This job of seeing God in everything, in every circumstance, because I don't mean to tell you we didn't have some people falling out on the floor and kicking and throwing things. We did. And we had some parents show up yelling and kicking just like the kid, because if you take them home, guess who answers the door? But what do you do when it happens? What do you use when the conflict comes? More conflict, more anger? I'm working it out for myself. I'm inviting you to work it out with me. When it comes, you're the one. Don't worry about them. You're the one that knows the truth. That's why you're sitting here. Not just for you, for everyone in contact with you. You want to teach the science of mind. Don't talk about it. Be about it. Show it how it works. Let somebody see you looking at your life and their situation differently and see what happens. Now, let me be clear. I'm not asking some of you who are in this role to be a martyr. We need the wood, get off the cross. I'm just saying, that's not what I'm asking for. Right? Some of y'all take this too far. And you go to, I am love, even though you are abusing me, even though you are evil, I am love. That would be the drama triangle. That's not love. Because in love, I am God and you are God. And if that's not the kind of love you're talking about, that's not love. Let's see. Oh, yeah, there was another quote about that. I'm going to tell you what, I love this book. Dr. Henry Grayson, Mindful Loving. He just comes with it. Okay, here we go. Did I get to 188? Oh, well, we can just do this right here first. Romans 12:12. You know, I love teaching from the Bible. They'd be like, ooh. Now, y'all don't know, I'm going to be teaching from the Quran and the Bhagavad Gita and the Tao, too. I'm just in this little place right now. Romans 12:12, you've heard it, says, do not be conformed to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Change your thinking, change your life. How do you get transformed? You renew your life. You get still. You breathe. You love yourself. You pay attention. You be love in the world. You talk about it. The good. You tell somebody. They are God. But first you have to tell yourself, because that's the only way you can be convincing is if you already know how that works. If you're not there yet, come take the class. Shameless promotion. Shameless. I have zero shame in promoting all of these classes because I know what some people here already know. I mean, that's the core principle. Change your thinking, change your life. And the thing is, we can say that, but the class is about relationships, health, and prosperity. Yeah. Some of us are like that one, and that one. Right? I'm not talking about like, grow some flowers. I'm not talking about, change where you sit in church. No, I'm talking about change your life. The places, because, I'm going to tell you again and again, faith is not for the good times. That's what gratitude is for. This is for the stuff you can't figure out. This is where you're stuck. We're trying to get unstuck. Anybody want to get unstuck? Yes, that's it. I mean, I know we still got the people who've never been stuck, but you can come anyway and testify. I love it. Let's do it. I want to get us out of here on time today. I just wanted to, last week I said I want to be encouraging, and everybody laughed. I said, okay, well, I need to preach a little differently. But I want to close with John 13:34. He said, Jesus said, I offer you a new commandment. Love one another as I have loved you. Remember that gratitude? All the things you're grateful for, you're giving that gratitude. You're paying it forward. Love one another as I have loved you. Now, I want you to remember the occasion that this is happening in. This is the Last Supper. This is where Jesus is like, you gonna betray me? You gonna deny me? And yet he washes all their feet. This is what he did when he knew he was about to die. He preached about it, told them, I'm about to die, and it's going to be because you did this and you did this, and come on here, let me wash your feet. Because this is what I want you to do. It's not in the good times. I want you to do it when they hate and spitefully abuse you. This is when I want you to do it. He's praying for the people on the cross next to him. The thieves and all the things, you know, wait, how many people, you got somebody who you think stole something from you? Not your material things. They stole the love from you. They stole your childhood from you. They stole your opportunity at work. He's praying for the people that are the thieves, the people that will betray him. This is what he's saying, my new commandment. We love that New Testament. That New Testament is love one another as I have loved you. So, in her infinite wisdom, Vanessa inspired this whole talk, really, and New Day did. They're bringing this song, which means so much to me, love one another. Thank you.
As I have loved you, love one another. This new commandment, love one another. By this shall all know ye are my disciples, if ye had loved one to another. As I have loved you, love one another. This new commandment, love one another. By this shall all know ye are my disciples, if ye have love one to another. As I have loved you, love one another. This new commandment, love one another. By this shall all know ye are my disciples, if ye have love one to another. If ye have love one another, love one another, love one another as I have loved you, as I love you. Love you as I love you. Love you as I loved you.
Of loving one another, I just know the truth that God is all there is. God is all there is. There is nothing else regardless of appearances. It doesn't matter what it looks like. The truth is God. It doesn't matter what somebody told you. It doesn't matter what happened. It doesn't matter what they did. God is truly all there is. And that God is good. That God is joy. That God is love. That God is prosperity. That God is peace. That God is right here in the midst of us right now. That God is you. It's me. It's as close to us as our very breath. It never ever leaves us. It's available to us in every moment. So I just declare that whatever prayer is here in this box, whatever prayer is there on your heart, whatever problem, whatever trauma, whatever trouble, whatever history, whatever block, whatever stuckness, it's released now because it's given over to the thing that cures and heals everything. It doesn't matter how long you've had it. It doesn't matter what diagnosis it came with. It doesn't matter what you even think about it, as long as you're willing to let it go and leave it right here at the altar, as long as you're willing to put it in a box, to give it to a practitioner, to let go of it and let God, it's already healed. It's just that little transforming of your mind. It's just that little looking into the face of the thing you fear. It's just that looking up into a sky. That's the thing, that animated thing. It's right there waiting for you to notice it like color purple in a field. I'm saying give thanks for God. Look for God and you will see God and you will feel God and you will know God is able to handle whatever is on your plate. I'm just saying give thanks. Give that attitude of gratitude to everything that shows up in your life. You don't like your partner? Well, I like this. I'm glad I got a partner. I'm glad you ever showed up in my life. I'm glad for that time in the beginning when I liked you. I'm glad for whatever it is I have. I don't have enough. Yes, I do, because I have something. Count whatever blessing it is that you have and see if God doesn't come into your life, if the Holy Spirit doesn't fill you with an opportunity, with an option, with a mindset that says, everything that I want is available to me right now. So I just release this word to the perfect activity of the law, knowing that it does what I said because that's what it wants to do. It wants to bring to me everything that I declare. It's waiting for me to say, I am the I am. And as soon as I said that, as soon as I know that, as soon as I believe that, then right here, right now, for me, for you, for your prayers, for this box, for this church, it's already done. And so it is. Please join me in acknowledging New Day. Bluma, Andrea Brimbry, Karen Daniels, Waba Black Woman on bass, Martin Trousseau on drums, and Vanessa Wynn on piano and directing this choir.
By this shall all know ye are my disciples, if ye have love one to another, if ye have love one to another.
If you are with us for the very first time, would you please stand and remain standing? We have a gift that we want to give to you. We have two gifts that we want to give to you. We're not going to make you talk. So if you're here, just stand up so we can know who you are and give you the gifts that we have. Yes, thank you. Yes. So just remain standing. Remain standing for us. I want to thank Richard, Gloria, Boxinette, our ushers. Look at these beautiful folks. And I also want to introduce you to two very special people. This is Anna and Samaje Kingsley, and they are also going to receive a blessing in their journey. Hi, beautiful. Yes. Okay, come on out here. Anna, bring Samaje. Actually, Anna wanted to say something. If we can have this mic right quick.
Actually, as I was sitting there and knowing that this moment was going to come up, I had told Reverend Jerika that I wanted to receive, a blessing for my son. And as I'm sitting there, I'm like, I already know everything that I need to know, and that is enough. I wouldn't need anybody else to recognize it, because there's only one, and if I see it, that's all that matters. So, but this will just be some extra.
Go ahead.
Oh, come on, bring it.
Yes.
So, but thank you.
Yes. What Anna told me that I asked her to say was that she doesn't know many people here, but that this church has welcomed her since we were praying when she was pregnant. And now she's here with this beautiful Samaje.
Yeah. If you want to know what working these principles looks like this right here.
Come on. New life. This is new life. That's what comes forth when we pray it into existence. So I apologize. I had my new people sit down, but I really want you one more time. We're going to do this thing that we do. I apologize. Come on, let us see you one more time. So we do this thing here, and we stretch out our hands. And let me tell you what I talked about, looking in the face. Looking in the face and seeing God. That's our practice here. So we're going to look at Samaje, Anna, and all four of our new people, and I want you to repeat after me. We see you. We love you. We see God in you. We thank God for you. We're so glad you came to this life. We bless you, and so it is. Thank you. Now it's our time for gracious giving. And I'm excited about that. Anybody excited about that? Because this is a prove me philosophy. As you give, so as you receive. I'm not talking about just what you put in the plate or give in the kiosk. There's ways to give. They're going to talk about online. Show me all the things. You can scan it. You can mail it. You can text it. But what the important thing is that you get in the flow of giving. You want to give here and bless the ministry that we practice in this world? Great. but give somewhere and stretch when you give. Give a little bit more time, a little bit more love, a little bit more of your tithe, because what happens when you stretch is you stretch your consciousness, you stretch your imagination, you stretch your sense of possibility. If you holding on like, I don't have enough love to give, I don't have enough money to give, I don't have enough, I got to hold on to what I got, then you're already missing the point. Get in this flow. We're going to read our offertory statement together. As I give thanks for the good now flowing into my life, I gladly share that good with others. The more I give, the more I receive. And so it is.
Bless me, oh Lord, bless me indeed, enlarge my territory, oh Lord, bless me indeed. I pray for increase. Pray for increase, increase, increase. Oh Lord, bless me indeed, enlarge my territory. Oh Lord, bless me. I pray for increase. I pray for increase. I pray for increase. I pray for increase. And every gift, each and every donation, each and every contribution goes out into this community, this city, this land, multiplies and comes back to us so that we can do more and more and more. And for that, we are grateful. And so it is. Wow, wasn't that a wonderful sermon? All right. Love one another. Love one another, love one another as I have loved you, as I love you. Beautiful, beautiful. And so now we just have a few announcements before we move into the next event and activity of the day. So today we actually have our community conversations,
And so we're starting that off with a wonderful salad bar. If you are any part of East Bay, you know that we believe in veggies and all the natural stuff. So we have this wonderful display of salads that you can jump into. We've got spinach and lettuce and all the toppings. And then for those of you like me who like a little bit of carb, we also have we also have some pizza too that we yeah, just a little bit of pizza so that you can add that with your salad. And so we're going to go right into our salad bar moment, and then right after that we're going to jump into our community conversation. And so that community conversation is going to be from 12:30 to about 2:30, and that's going to be right back here in the sanctuary. So please, when you eat, we want you to eat in the fellowship hall. Make sure you go in the garden, in our parking lot, and then after you finish eating, please come back in here so that we can have that community conversation so that you can be part of the discussion about East Bay and what goes on here, what's happening here, and what our future holds. Also, we are still in the midst of our summer classes. We're just wrapping those up. I'm so excited. My class has been going wonderful, and definitely if you missed meditation this time, go back, in the fall and jump into one of our meditation classes. We also have our edible garden that is still going on, and that is what our wonderful garden, garden person, Caitlin Smith, and she has continuing workshops on July 29th, which is a beautiful day. You want to come out and jump in the garden, be in the soil on July 29th. I'm saying that because that is my birthday, so it's going to be a wonderful day to celebrate. And also August 5th and August 12th. These are all standalone workshops that's going to talk about how to grow, how to be one with the soil. We also have Reverend Derica's class, which is starting Thursday evening. So if you want to join that, you can join online. For both of these offerings, you can join online. Definitely talk to Reverend Derica about starting this class this week, which is this Thursday, okay? And right before that, on Wednesday, we have our own beloved Reverend Mother doing our Power Hour on Wednesday. And so that service will start at 6:15 with meditation, and then we will go right into the wisdom words of our own Reverend Eloise Oliver. Yes, and then on July 30th, we have our graduation ceremony. So if you are graduating, regardless if it's a kindergarten all the way up to grad school, we have some new doctors, we have some new graduates. I have one myself that just graduated with her bachelor's and all of that. So we want to celebrate our children, we want to celebrate our partners, and we want to celebrate ourselves. So definitely send in your picture so that we can know you, we can see you, and we can celebrate you. And you can get that link right there on our website, which is www.ebcrs.org. Also on July 30th, we are having the We Are Family Sunday. And so this is a day of music, a day of fellowship, and this, of course, is going to be another great message in our summer series with Reverend Derica Blackman. And so this is a time to fellowship, and we will have musical offerings by our own New Day, which is here today. Our East Bay youth will also be in attendance, and they'll have some offerings. We will have Deb Santa Maria, Joy Trusso, who is also here today, as well as a special guest coming back. He is also our family, which is Kev Choice. So definitely come out, celebrate with us, celebrate with the music and the party and everything. And then also, we want to remind you that before you leave, stop in our Between the Lines bookstore. Grab something to keep you focused from Sunday to Sunday. A book, a magazine, some type of reading. Definitely grab something in our bookstore. And we also want you, if you have not already done so, to become a member. If you are new, if you are here and just haven't made the commitment to be a member here at East Bay Church of Religious Science, we invite you to do so and come to our new member orientation. That is going to be on Sunday 6th as well as Sunday 27th. And this is going to teach you how we do things and how we learn how to be in this space and in this sacred home. It's going to be in person as well as online. And as we begin to close, I just want you to also remember that Reverend Derica will be waiting for you in the back of the sanctuary to greet you, to talk to you, and to love on you. And so let us just take a moment with all of that information, with all of the offerings today. Let us just take a moment, a be still moment, as my sister would say, my spiritual sister would say. And just go within, knowing that as we begin to prepare to leave this space, this moment, we move into the next moment with love, with peace, with joy. We embrace all that has happened, all that we've experienced, and we take that out into the world, knowing that we share the love of God, the peace of God, the joy of God, the strength of God, and the patience of God. For there is only God. And so as we go out and love one another, we know that we leave guarded, guided, and always embraced in the arms of God. And so it is.